Hello everybody. The title of today's lesson is Papaya's Adventure. This novel was written by Anita Desai. She is an Indian novelist who won the Sahitya Academy Award in the year 1978. Sahitya Academy Award is an award given by India to writers of 24 different Indian languages. Anita received this award for writing in the English language, and the novel that made her get this award was Fire on the Mountain. She was also shortlisted 3 times for the Booker Prize Award. Now, this Booker Prize Award is given by England only for novels written in the English language, where the novel will be printed in Britain itself. Now, Anita Desai always wrote stories about boys and girls from small villages. This novel or this story, what we are going to study today, is Papaya's Adventure. Papaya's Adventure is about a cat named Papaya who goes about on a journey expecting something nice to happen, but instead of that, something unexpected happens. So the title is given Papaya's Adventure. Students, I'm sure all of you love to have pets. We have pets like horses, monkeys, cats, dogs, birds, squirrels, etc. etc. Today's story is about a tabby cat. A tabby cat is a breed or a kind of cat that has stripes or lines on their head, their cheeks, and on all parts of their body. They usually have grey and white stripes. This tabby cat had beautiful golden eyes with white whiskers and white paws. This tabby cat was the pet of 2 children named Neera and Niren. They named this cat as Papaya. You know why they named it as Papaya? Because one day, while it was moving around the house, it saw a nice big round yellow papaya in a china bowl. Now, a china bowl is a bowl made of white clay. This cat looked at that papaya and decided to taste it. She began eating this papaya. She liked it so much that before the children found her, she had eaten almost half of the papaya. So Niren, the boy, said, "Let us name this cat as Papaya." Now you know how the cat got its name? One thing different about this cat was that it ate papayas. Another thing they found out about this cat was that it liked to travel. It was summer season. Holidays had begun for the children, so the family had decided to go on a holiday to Kashmir. But they did not know where to leave the cat. The mother also loved the pet cat, Papaya. She told "Let's take the cat along with us." The children were very happy to take the pet along with them. They just wanted the mother to just say that, "Let us take the cat along with us." So they were very happy. Everybody was ready to go on the trip. The children then took the cat and put her into a wooden basket. Throughout the journey, Papaya curled herself and slept. It was dark inside the basket. The cat that loved to travel could not see anything, but she remained very quiet in the basket like a very disciplined pet. The basket was carried everywhere with the cat inside. Sometimes it was pushed, it was bumped, it was pulled, it was shaken, but still the cat remained very quiet. The family then reached the lake Dal in Kashmir. This time the basket in which the cat was shook in such a way that the cat woke up and felt something cool passing by. She sat up and she could hear the children screaming in excitement. The children, Neera and Niren, were excited about seeing the boats on the lake. Some had cushions and curtains. Some moved along with fruits on them. Some had flowers on them. Neera was screaming, "Look here, look there, look at those funny boats." So her father said, "They are called shikaras." Shikaras means water taxis. In Kashmir, all activities take place with the help of these shikaras or water taxis. The mother of the children then told Neera and Naren, "Look out and see if you can see the Star of Kashmir." Now, the Star of Kashmir was the name of the houseboat where the family was going to spend their summer holidays. Neera pointed out to the houseboat and said, "There it is." So they found the house, the Star of Kashmir. Finally, the family reached their houseboat. Once they reached the houseboat, the children opened the lid of the basket. Immediately, Papaya, the pet cat, jumped out of the basket with an angry sound. The cat was angry because the whole family was enjoying. Only she, the cat, was put into the basket and not even allowed to peep out. Neera then picked the cat and started petting her. Mother told Neera, "Leave Papaya, let her look around." The cat thought that she was in a comfortable home because the houseboat had cushions, it had pink curtains which were flying in the breeze. There were willow trees outside. You could hear the leaves of the willow trees, the breeze of the willow trees. Flower pots were kept on the balcony. The room was decorated with carpets on rugs or rugs. Sofas were kept all around. There was a beautiful showcase with showpieces in it. There were lilies floating in the water. The houseboat looked very comfortable. Papaya jumped, thinking she was on the land, and sat on the window. When she peeped out, her whole body became stiff. It froze. Her back bent. Her hair stood up, and her eyes became big. Why did all this happen? It shows that she was frightened. You know why she got frightened? She got frightened because when she jumped out the window and peeped out, all she could see around her was water. After seeing the water all around her, she made a loud cry out of fear, jumped down from the window, and ran and sat in the corner of the cupboard where all the kitchen knives are kept. Looking at her reaction, the family started laughing loudly. But Papaya felt that they had played the fool with her, or they had cheated her and tricked her. This is all you have in the lesson. Now, why do they call this an adventure? This was the adventure the cat had. She had expected to have a lot of fun, but it turned out to be something else. The moral of the story is we should be kind to animals as they need our love and care just like us. Today I will be teaching you about what are verbs. Before I teach you about adverbs, I will teach you about verbs. Now, if you talk about verbs, verbs are action words. In a sentence, if a word shows an action, it is called a verb. For example, please give me the book. Give is an action word, so it is a verb. Sam can drink juice. Drink is the action word, it's a verb. You should eat it. Eat is an action word, so eat is a verb. She ran fast. Ran is the verb. Sejal can sing. Sing is the verb. Shubham is fighting with Vijay. Fighting is the verb. She can jump high. Here, jump is the action word, so it's a verb. Roy gave me a gift. Gave is the action word, so it's a verb. So words like sit, stand, bend, give, kneel, jump, swim, all these are action words. So now what is a adverb? If a word is added to a verb, it is called adverb. For example, Sejal can sing sweetly. Sing is the action word, it's a verb. So if we add sweetly, sweetly becomes adverb. It is adding a word to the verb. So sweetly becomes the adverb. She sings softly. Sing is the verb, softly is the adverb. I hope you understood what are verbs and adverbs. Now let me begin with teaching you about adverbs of frequency. When you say frequency, it means how often some things take place. Like, for example, I go to school regularly. It means to say regularly is the adverb of frequency. It tells you that you go to school every day. So there are words like almost, absolutely, completely, deeply. All these words tell you the adverb of degree. Now, what do those degrees really mean and how much does it mean? I will tell you. Now, when you use the word always, it is 100%. I always wake up at 6 o'clock. That's an example to show that you get up every day at 6 o'clock. When you say usually, it is 90%. For example, I usually come home after work. When it comes to normally or generally, it is 80%. The meaning is 80% of whatever you are doing is done, is the frequency. I normally swim after school. That means around 80% of the time I go swimming after school. When I say often or frequently, that's around 70% of it is done. I often spend Christmas with my friends. So it means to say that most of the time I spend my holidays with my friends, my Christmas with my friends. 50% of sometimes. When you say sometimes, it means 50%. I sometimes play tennis on the weekend. That means 50% of it you do. Occasionally, 30%. I occasionally eat Vietnamese food. That means rarely. When I say seldom, it means 10%. I seldom go to the library. I rarely go to the library. When I say rarely, it is only around 5% of the time I do things. I rarely listen to the radio. And when I say never, never is another frequency, it means 0%. I never listen to rock music. So these are adverbs of frequency. Now let us go to the A part on page number 37. Complete these sentences with the correct adverbs of degree from the box. Almost, enough, hardly, quite, completely, too. First one, Lata is almost as tall as Aarti. Almost is as tall as. We could dash hear the speaker, which means we could hardly hear the speaker. The soup was too hot to be drunk. Anil did not work hard enough. Sejal was driving quite fast. Rachel went to the bed as soon as we reached the hotel. She was dash exhausted, completely exhausted. Let us go to the B part. Circle the adverbs of degrees in these sentences. It is very warm today. Very shows us the frequency. B was entirely sure that her sister had hidden her socks. Entirely. The theatre was almost empty. The adverb of degree here is almost. The scenery was absolutely astounding. The word is absolutely. It was fairly late when Joe returned home. Fairly. The theft in Conroe House really shocked the police. Really. In the C part, tick the adverbs of frequency in these sentences. You need to tick the word. The first one is, Riza normally finished his homework before the evening. You will tick normally, which is already done for you. Second one, I usually took the bus to return home from school. It is usually. Third one. Arun cleaned his room every week. Every. Tick every. I hardly spoke to our new neighbors. Hardly. Zahir never ate his lunch at home on Sundays. Never. We regularly went to swim in the river. Regularly. These are adverbs of degree or adverbs of frequency. The next part, D, is about a person called Ratan. Whatever things he has done, he always does, is he put a tick to the sentence. Then what he never does, he has put a cross to it. For example, wake up early in the morning. There's a tick. So Ratan always wakes up early in the morning. Now the next sentence is go to the park to exercise. Can you see the wrong on it? It is that he never does it. So you will write Ratan never goes to the park to do exercise. Eat breakfast with my grandfather. So it is a question mark. Ratan sometimes eats breakfast with his grandfather. Drops biscuit crumbs on the balcony for the pigeons. He always does it. Ratan always drops biscuit crumbs on the balcony for the pigeons. Clean my room. So it is a question mark. So that means he sometimes does it. Ratan sometimes cleans his room. Cycle to school. Sometimes. Ratan sometimes cycles to school. Seventh one. Copy homework from a friend. He never does it. Ratan never copies homework from his friends. Go to page number 39 and look at vocabulary. I want you to write the vocabulary in your books. You need to learn the word fixed expression and its meaning. It can be used in the sentences on page number 40. On page number 40 you have sentences. You need to use those expressions in these page number 40. The Queen's fame spread far and wide. So I'll give you the sentences. Make sure you learn those sentences. Now I will teach you letter writing. In letter writing, there are two types of letters. One is a formal letter and the other is an informal letter. Now in a formal letter, you will be writing business letters either to the commissioner or to some editor or director. But today I will be teaching an informal letter where you will be writing it to your uncles, aunts, friends, father, mother. So that's called an informal letter. How to begin an informal letter? In an informal letter, the first part is called the heading. When you say heading, you have to write your address. It would be on the right hand side of the page. You will write your address. Then the next part is the address, the date. Now when it comes to the date has to be written in number form. The month has to be written in alphabet form and the year again in number form. You should never write it totally in numbers. Understood? The next part is the greeting or salutation. After you write an address, go to the left hand side of the paper and write the salutation. Now when you say salutation, it can be like dear aunt, dear uncle, dear Harish, dear mother, dear father, all that can be written. The next is the body of the letter. This is the main part of the letter. It should be written in a natural and easy style. Just like how you speak to your parents or to your uncle and aunt, you need to write this letter. And then you can divide the paragraphs if the letter is very long. And then the language that you use should be very simple. The last part of the letter is, the next part of the letter is leave taking or subscription. When you finish writing your letter, at the end of the letter, you should go to the right hand of the letter and write your name, saying yours sincerely, your lovingly, your affectionately. Those things should be written on the right hand side of the letter. Then go again to the left hand side and write the address to whom you are writing this letter to. Now for your homework, you have to go to page number 40. And then if you are a girl, you should write it as Neera. And if you are a boy, imagine yourself to be Niren. You need to write a letter to your friend called Justin. And you have to tell how you spent your first day in the houseboat in Kashmir. See if you can write this. It will be very good if you try writing this letter.